Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the OP Society channel, aka Overpowered Society, aka if you have never achieved Bankai, you can't be here. Yeah.
Oi, 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 oi.
We're here for the new Batman, or well, the title was actually the Batman trailer. Obviously, this is following on from the DC Fandome event that's happening. This is a surprise trailer. This has come out of nowhere. All we've seen is still images and side shots of Batmobiles and new suits. But before we get into all of that, I'm joined here by Ford Shadow Moses. I'm also joined here by Tyrone King. Also joined by Hamdi Royd, and also Naish as well. All right, so let's get into this. What's our expectations? Let me start with Naish.
From the early clips, is it clips or even like teasers? They showed in it like the suit and the car and all sorts of that. Dead. Honestly, like dead. Like the Batman suit they showed before, yeah, in the red backdrop and all sorts of that, yeah. I said, what did it just? Did Batman have a fight with what's his name, Daredevil, and took his suit? That's what I thought he had a fight with Daredevil and took his suit, bruv. And then said, you know what, let me put the bat over it. Like that's what I thought. And then when I saw the car, yeah, then I said to myself, you know what, yeah, I think this film is 1960s. It must be. Like, cause the car look old, bruv. Like, look like one of the first ones they ever done in the concept drawings and stuff like that. I said, yeah. So to me, yeah. But even before seeing that, this Robert Pattinson himself being Batman, and I had no expectations. I was like, you know, the guy from Twilight.
Yeah.
But you know, so far DC has not let man down with a standalone Batman film. So on that basis, I'll give them a go, bro.
I think that last point is up for debate, but I'll hear you. Hamdi Royd, what's your expectation?
So, well, obviously, as you know, man, like super sparkles, you know, it's crazy. Batman has not been good since Christian Bale. Ben Affleck and Robert Pattinson dead. I'm not impressed at all. So my expectations are for DC to let me down again.
Okay.
I'm expecting a poor film, and as you know, like you know what it is. It's I was really impressed with the Christian Bale films, and I liked the direction they were going.
No doubt.
If just a quick point I'm going to make, I'm not going to get into it too tough. Daredevil was one of the worst Marvel films ever made.
Okay, yeah.
Ben Affleck is responsible for that. He then got to be Batman. He's one of the worst Batmans I've ever seen in my life. I don't personally like him. Hey, listen. I don't like him at all as Batman. I'm not a fan at all. I'd rather have what's his name, Keaton, but I'm not impressed.
Yeah, all hail Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's the guy. Let's not get it twisted.
No.
I'd rather have Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, you know. You know what?
Yeah, Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
They're Netflix.
I mean, all right, hold on, because Tyrone King.
Yeah, do you know what I'll say? I like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, yeah. But for me personally, they weren't good Batman movies because of Christian Bale. I didn't think Christian Bale was a good Batman, in my opinion. I think the movies were good, but I couldn't take Christian Bale's fake Batman voice. Like I don't know, I didn't really like it.
What are you talking about, Tyrone?
I know exactly. I hated it, bro. I hated it. But I'd say I'm with Ham on the point about the whole Beth Affleck thing about Daredevil, and my expectations were super low when he was announced as being Batman. But I ain't even gonna lie, I actually didn't mind Ben Affleck as Batman. To be honest, I didn't think he was as bad as many people made him out to be. With that,
wait. Like I say, so you said Ben Affleck was good, yeah? Is he a better Batman than? Is he better than Christian Bale?
I wouldn't say he was better because he was only Batman for one film, really, innit? So I don't really feel like he's a like for like, but I didn't hate him as Batman. Like I didn't mind him in Batman, but I didn't think he was in a good Batman movie. If that makes sense. Like,
Okay.
If that makes sense. But him as Batman, I didn't hate him. I didn't think, oh my god, like this is just awful. Do you know what I mean? As bad as I thought it was going to be. He wasn't as bad as Batman as he was as Daredevil. Yeah, put it that way. But as far as the Batman, my guy, I can't remember his name. Super Sparkles, as Pam says here. Like, to me, like I guess I mean I never really watched Twilight or anything, so I don't really know what to expect. But he wouldn't have been what I'd imagined Batman to be. So I'm prepared to be pleasantly surprised, to be honest. But I think he's got a lot to live up to in terms of the Batman films, not necessarily the performances of Batman, if that makes sense. Well, he does in terms of like the old school Batman stuff, but from the Christopher Nolan stuff, I don't think the bar's been set that high for Batman, if that makes sense, for him to kind of reach.
Okay, and for Shadow Moses.
I have to respond to Ham. Like, listen, when it comes to do you know what? Yeah, first of all, let me start by saying that Christopher Nolan's execution was so dope that you could have cast Michael Cera as Batman and it would have still been dope. Yeah, and I kind of feel like everything from the movie and the promotional campaign, everything was on point. Like, there are wallpapers that people still use from the Christopher Nolan as a backdrop on their desktop computer or on their phone. Like, it was just, the artwork was sick in it. But when it came to like Justice League, like, they tried to use their logos as writing, and they didn't know what they were doing. Everything they tried to do was just doo-doo. And even when they came to announcing that Ben Affleck was going to be Batman, I was ranting for years, like, no, it's a dumb decision. Then I watched Batman versus Superman. Listen, yeah.
What, you're impressed by that?
Listen, Ben Affleck is Batman. That's it. That's what I'm gonna say. Ben Affleck, Batfleck, bruv. Listen,
he was decent as Batman. I thought he was decent, to be fair.
There's a scene in Batman versus Superman, when he drops into the warehouse.
Yeah, the warehouse scene.
Any Batman.
Yeah.
That was
Everyone
hard.
loves the warehouse scene.
That was hard.
That shouldn't be a film.
You
shouldn't be a film.
Anything like that before. The problem. So my anticipation for this, the fan in me is just like, how are you gonna have Robert Pattinson playing Batman? But if they can pull it off, then I'm not gonna be like I was with Ben Affleck. I'm gonna hold off and I'm gonna see what the trailer has to say, and then from there I'll speak in it. Right. Ben Affleck is the best Batman this century.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into this.
I might have to leave.
Dave, what you got in that car? Jack Daniels and that. This man moves in the way.
All right, let's get into this trailer, guys.
Hey, listen. Go find me the scene from all the other Batmans in that warehouse scene.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
Let's get into this. You ready?
Yeah. All right, let's go.
From your secret friend. Underneath the bridge. Who?
That's that opening to Twilight.
That Twilight music.
Having a clue.
Oh, look at the boot. Oh, at the boot.
Let's play a game. Just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
Gotta be written.
You're becoming quite a celebrity.
I ain't seen someone have curtains.
Was he writing to you?
If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye.
Yeah.
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
Whoa! This guy's crazy.
You're part of this too. How am I part of it? You'll see.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Interesting.
I'm gonna say my point of view first. Yeah, my opinion. So the views and opinions of Shawnee 2806 is his alone, and
you are.
not those of the OP Society. Yeah? So let me just yeah. Personally, I am intrigued. I think that was an interesting trailer. I know this is in a different universe, and it looks like an early stage of Batman. It doesn't look like he's fully, you know what I mean, like established himself as Batman. It seems like it's very, very early. Man's boots look dead. Like this is.
I said the boots are dead.
No, but what I mean by that, he hasn't like, you know, later on, obviously he's probably going to get better tech. His boots are probably better. Everything else. This seems very, very, very early Batman. And do you know what vibe I'm getting from this trailer? I'm getting like Saw, like Seven, Saw, that kind of vibe. It feels very much like that's the theme. It seems like this Riddler is going to be doing some mad sort of massacre, and it's going to be like, you know, like in Saw when you're following, not Saw, Seven, you're following Brad Pitt around and Morgan Freeman and they're trying to investigate. And one thing about the Batman films, man needs to realize that this guy can investigate. You know what I mean? So that, I don't know, I get that sort of vibe from the trailer. And also, it looks like it might be a bit more hard hitting, because when he's punching up man on the floor, I like that. I like that. That's not normal. That's not a normal Batman thing.
That's not normal.
You know what I mean? So
Right there.
Onto Naish. What are you saying?
First things first, the curtains, I can't get over the curtains, fam, and the hair, bro. The curtains in their hair.
I know.
It looks constantly wet. Pause. Like it looks mad. Like it's like he's constantly sweating. Is he constantly sweating? Because I don't know, bro. Like the hair, bro. I'm not feeling it, bro. Yeah. The boots, Jesus Christ, bro. Like if you get a smart and kick from that, it's gonna hurt, bro. It's gonna hurt. The suit, when I saw the suit, like Sean said, Shawnee, 2806 said, that it looks early stages, because to me, like the suit, it looks like padding. Like, if you look carefully, it looks like padding, you know. I was thinking, what kind of suit is this? I don't know if that's me being critical because it's Robert Pattinson, but I'm looking at everything in it, and the suit, I'm not really feeling the suit. Again, he was standing on the top of a roof or something like that. He looked like Daredevil. Then they showed the suit again in the red. It looked like Daredevil. Like, I'm not actually sure he's got his own look. Honestly, I'm not actually sure he's got his own look. Overall, like you said, it's intriguing, you know. What's his name? Riddler. But in this, it looks like Riddler might be Hush. If you know about Hush, Riddler's taking the role of that as well. Because in certain DC universes, Hush is Riddler and Riddler is Hush. So I think they're going down that route. So it looks interesting,
it's
though.
Definitely
like
a different universe.
It looks dark. It does look dark. It looks like it can get darker than what we see. So I'll give it a try still. I will definitely watch it anyways. I won't say it's crap. It's intriguing. From that trailer, I'll probably give it a 6.5, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? I actually got quite high hopes for it still. I think Pattinson might pull it off. Might.
All right. Tyrone
I want to
King.
know, yeah, who is that? Who is Alfred? Who's Alfred? Does anyone know who Alfred is?
Do you know what? This movie's meant to have a strong cast, you know. Isn't Colin Farrell and there's like meant to be a whole bunch of people in this movie. And obviously we didn't see them. But yeah, Tyrone King.
You know what I say? I was intrigued, similar to your points, Sean. I think it looks good. I think Batman when he's Batman looks like I believed it, but Bruce Wayne, that's a different story. Like the curtains, the curtains. I wasn't really seeing Bruce Wayne. I don't know, like to me, like again, maybe it's the fact of it being early stages, but like Batman's supposed to be like he's a multitude of things. He's a detective. He's like the peak human. Like if that makes sense. Like he's a martial artist expert. He's like many of things. But when I'm seeing curtains, not to discriminate if people got curtains, I didn't see that. You get me? I didn't see that.
The views of Tyrone King are that of his own and not of the OP society.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't see Bruce Wayne, but when he had the suit on, I could see Batman. And that scene when he was like, "Who are you?" He was like, "I am vengeance." Like I thought that scene was kind of hard still. Like, and I think that kind of will be the tone of the overall film. I hope. Man's just getting punched up a bit. And just kind of like to rewind back to the Batman versus Superman, Ben Affleck in that warehouse scene. Like, man's like that was a proper like Batman like scrap up. So that scene to me was quite reminiscent of that. It made me feel like, okay, they might be kind of going down that proper hand-to-hand combat. Man's getting bang, punch up proper. No plating in it.
And you know what? And that wouldn't even be the highlight of the film. Like that's just like a little snippet in it. So it could be a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There could be a lot more into it and a lot more depth into it still. But I think it's got potential to do good. But I think a lot of the film will be quite important when he's not Batman, when he's Bruce Wayne. Like, how does he carry that character outside of the suit? I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think over the years, has been given a very kind of masculine portrayal of Batman and Bruce Wayne. I didn't get that vibe from Bruce Wayne, to be fair. So I guess I'm intrigued enough to see how it plays out. Off the basis of the trailer, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. That because I thought it was a good trailer. But yeah, there's just little things here and there that I'm just a bit not too sure about, but enough to still not enough to like deter me from kind of watching it.
Okay, Hamdi Royd.
I thought I was all right. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't really remember when I saw the curtains that who was Batman. Suit was dead. The one thing I will say is 2 points. One, I'm getting sick and tired because when I did hear the guy say, "Who are you?" that leads me to believe it's an origin story. I'm getting sick and tired of the origin stories. All right, we know how Batman came to be Batman.
Yeah. I agree.
I've also, with them going in a different universe, if you look at the last few Batmans they've had, this current Batman is looking like an emo Batman, where he's in his feelings. He's just lost his parents. He's decided to be Batman. He's still in his feelings. That's why you see in the curtains, the grunge look, the emo look, the fight scene, that little fight snippet. I need to see the way man got punched up. It was different.
It was different.
So I didn't really, you know what really sort of irritate me is like what you said, Ty. It's not really Batman because the suit was dead. The boots, if you get kicked with them boots, get man a pillow. It's over. How is because we got an expectation of Bruce Wayne, ladies, man. When is he ever in his
Playboy.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
Any curtains, baby, is gonna. It's gonna take a bit of getting used to, and also it's like Captain Sparkles. So
yeah.
Let's see what he does in it.
For the trailer as a whole, I was actually impressed. I completely forgot that it was Sparkles that is Batman. So I'd give it just off the first watch 6.5 out of 10. It's intriguing. I will watch it. I will.
Okay. And for Shadow Moses.
So like I said with Christopher Nolan, like it was a piece of like art that any person could have played it and they would have been able to coast through the movie. And I feel we've got the same thing here. Like the cast alone, like Jeffrey Wright, the guy that's playing Commissioner Gordon, I believe, he's a top boy actor. Like he's a big boy actor. So that alone, for me, it kind of raises the expectation. I don't know if anyone watches Westworld out there or if they've seen
he's big in Westworld.
What's it? He played Peoples in Shaft as well. Like this guy is a big actor. The little cameo of seeing Catwoman and how like agile she was in the trailer, I thought that was kind of sick. And then like Shawnee was saying about the Saw feel with the villain. One thing I feel we haven't been let down on ever since the Christopher Nolan, let's just say from Heath, because I'm not too sure about Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins, but like every villain has been decent for me in terms of your Jokers, in terms of your Bane. Like they've all been dope, and then like they've just brought in this dark Riddler character. I think it's really, really sick. Now, that being said, for me, I would give it like a 7 out of 10, purely because I feel like it has that 90s cult movie kind of feel to it. Like they're trying to make a classic. My thoughts on Batman, I think you guys have covered everything about him. I don't really feel like, it just don't really feel like Batman to me. Like for me, it feels like Shawnee was saying, it feels like I'm watching Seven, and then they've just brought some guy in who's going to be wearing a vigilante suit. Like, there was a disconnect for me in terms of him being Batman. Yeah, it's nice to see that he's violent, but I mean, what does the violence do for you? Like, it does nothing for me, man. Well, because he punched him more than 7 times in the face. That's just no shock value for me. There's no shock value for me. Batman is about being agile. It's about being a dark knight. It's about flying from skyscraper to skyscraper. Like, what we're seeing here is a guy who's just... Yeah, obviously. But, like, you know, all you're seeing is a guy in Dr. Martens, like, just going around beating people up.
I think to put that into context, though, like what Shawnee was saying, I think this is an early Batman. So I think a lot of those ideas you're talking about probably wouldn't have been developed at this point of where this film is taking place. So
you see what you talked about earlier. You talked about earlier about Bruce Wayne and Batman as well. Yeah. You see, and you talked about Christian Bale, and talk about Ben Affleck now. And see, this is why when I said Christian Bale's probably the best year and Ben Affleck's in this one, because Christian Bale can balance between Playboy eccentric and Batman, and that's what made him. And that's what made him so sick. Do you know what I mean? You got to remember the Bruce Wayne part is as big as Batman. It's as big as being Batman. You see what I'm saying? So if you can pull that off as well, because in the end of the day, when you're in the suit, it can be anyone in the suit. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't think they're doing their own action scenes. It's saying, so if you can play Bruce Wayne, you know what I'm saying? And Christian Bale done that perfect. Ben Affleck, he tried, and his comedy was dead, and his pickup lines were dead, and also his hair, it looks like he's dead. Like, I don't know. I don't believe the Bruce Wayne. I don't believe the Bruce Wayne. I don't believe the Bruce Wayne.
I agree on the point where I think it's almost even more important to portray Bruce Wayne more importantly than Batman. So like, I didn't mind to go back on the other Batman. I didn't mind Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne, but I didn't like him as Batman. But I think it's difficult to get the right balance.
Yeah.
No, the right balance is Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton,
of course.
And he can play Batman. Everyone else just has a bit. Do you know what? For example, Val Kilmer for me can play Bruce Wayne, but he can't play Batman. I'm not even going to talk about George Clooney. Christian Bale cannot be Batman.
I forgot about him.
Badman. He was a bad man. No, he was a bad man.
What, George Clooney?
He was a bad man. As a kid, growing up, fam, yes. Listen. Yes. When I didn't have a film to watch for it, as a kid, and when I didn't have a film to watch, fam, that was the film. And watching Poison Ivy, that was my film as a kid, fam. As an adult, that film is dead.
Man like Arnie as well, yeah?
Mr. Freeze.
Double justice, fam. Give me freeze. No,
Wait, stop it. Don't disrespect him, man. look, Arnie is Dr. Freeze, yeah. The suit was dope. You can't lie that the suit itself looks like.
Hey, watch the pun. The suit was cold.
Ice cold. But yeah, the acting was poor, man. No, I will say that's one of my best Batmans though, with Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Like,
that was cool.
That's up there. Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
I'm saying, as a kid, yeah, that was the film, bro.
Well, introducing Robin when Robin got introduced as well. That's a dope Batman.
Cool. It was Batman Forever, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Batman Forever, yeah.
Dead film, but entertaining.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna give that trailer. I'm gonna give that a 7 out of 10.
I agree.
One more thing I want to say, Sean. Yeah, you see what you said before about the Saw and the 7 and whatnot. Yeah, and do you know what?
There's another movie. There's another movie I want to throw in. It also looks like The Crow.
I see that. Yeah.
I think he had curtains in The Crow.
Like Hamid said. Hamid said that. Yeah, exactly. The curtains, the emo. That's The Crow.
yeah. Like I was saying, yeah. Compared to the other Batman films that's been out there, yeah, I think this film, yeah, will it might delve into him being a detective more as well. Yeah. I don't think the other films has really shown he's detective things like that. You know what I mean? Like delve into it. You'll get the message across and get the riddle.
I think that's where they miss. I think that's where they miss the trick in it, because in the games, like the Arkham Knight games and stuff, you have to rely on his detective skills to work out what's going on, and that's what's dope about the games. And you're right, in the movies, they don't ever do that. You know what it is? It's because I feel like the villain is never trying to hide in the shadows. They're always like, look at me, in it. Whereas I feel like in this one, the villain is like literally like, I'm your conscience. Like he's just proper like mysterious and he's playing a game with him more so than trying to reveal who he is.
Yeah.
One more thing. When I was talking about villains, I think it's Batman Begins that's got the Scarecrow, right?
Yeah.
Batman Begins, yeah.
The Scarecrow was dope, man. He was dope.
It was,
I like his little cameo in the last Christian Bale film, the one with Bane. He had a little cameo in there as well when he was the judge.
Yeah,
the judge. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
He had a little cameo still. All right then, lads. So that was the Batman trailer reaction from the DC Fandome event. You've joined. Well, if you like the movie, if you liked our reaction, like, comment, subscribe. You've been with the OP Society today. Take care. We'll see you again soon.
Peace.
There's